Will Spencer is angry, wounded, and suddenly alone. Electra has moved out, RJ is pushing her to end the relationship completely, and while Will struggles with everything falling apart, Dylan is preparing to make the move she has been holding back. But romantic betrayal is not the only emotional crisis unfolding. At Forrester Creations, Daphne is about to receive a diagnosis that could destroy the future she imagined for herself. Meanwhile, Lee warns Finn that his sympathy for Sheila could place his marriage to Steffi in danger. The tension begins at Forrester, where Steffi is trying to support Daphne through a deeply personal struggle. Daphne has been unable to become pregnant. The uncertainty has already placed her under enormous emotional pressure, even before she receives any medical answers. Carter arrives, ready to accompany Daphne to her doctor's appointment. His presence shows that he wants to support her, but Daphne encourages him to attend his meeting instead. She tells him she can manage the appointment alone. That decision may seem small, but it reveals something important about Daphne. She is trying to remain strong. She does not want Carter to sacrifice his responsibilities because of her fears. Perhaps part of her also believes that whatever the doctor says will be manageable. Carter eventually leaves, but Steffi refuses to let Daphne face the appointment without support. She offers to go with her. That act of friendship becomes incredibly important later because Daphne is about to hear news no one should have to process alone. Elsewhere in the design office, RJ checks on Electra after the collapse of her relationship with Will. RJ wastes no time criticizing Will for lying to her. Electra admits that she does not know exactly where the relationship stands, but she has already moved out. RJ is visibly relieved. From his perspective, Will has repeatedly failed Electra. He believes Will's behavior has created a pattern that she can no longer ignore. Electra, however, is not emotionally free from Will. She still cares about him, that is clear, even if she is frightened and disappointed by what happened. Electra once physically confronted Luna herself, but Will's violence toward RJ has shaken her. She says she cannot stay around that kind of behavior. This is where Electra's conflict becomes more complicated. She may understand that Will believed he was defending his family, but understanding his reason does not mean accepting his actions. She has reached a point where love and trust are no longer enough to make her feel secure. RJ directly asks whether Electra and Will are finished. Electra cannot give him a simple answer. Her hesitation tells RJ everything he needs to know. She is hurt, but her feelings have not disappeared. Electra also reveals that Will's father was upset and warned her that the Forresters and Spencers do not belong together. RJ agrees with that conclusion. For him, this is not merely about one fight. He believes Will has repeatedly failed to place Electra first. RJ's words place more pressure on Electra at the exact moment she is emotionally vulnerable. He is not giving her much room to consider Will's side. Instead, he is reinforcing every reason she should walk away. And while Electra is being encouraged to abandon Will, Dylan is receiving very different advice. At Bikini Bar, Dylan speaks with the hostess, who wonders why Electra seemed so upset earlier. From the outside, Electra's life appears almost perfect. She works at Forrester and Will Spencer is her boyfriend. Dylan quickly corrects her. Not anymore. The hostess immediately recognizes an opportunity. She knows Dylan has feelings for Will, and she encourages Dylan to pursue him now that his relationship with Electra appears to be falling apart. Dylan hesitates. Her friendship with Electra matters, her position at Forrester matters, moving toward Will now could damage both. But the hostess keeps pushing. She even warns Dylan that if she does not make a move, someone else might. That pressure forces Dylan to admit the truth she has been avoiding. She cannot let Will go. Then Will appears. The timing could not be more dangerous. Will looks miserable, his relationship is collapsing, Electra has left, and everyone appears to be judging him for what happened with RJ. Dylan tells Will that she spoke with Electra. She says she is sorry he is being forced to endure another painful situation. Will remains defensive, he refuses to apologize for hitting RJ. That refusal shows that Will still believes his actions were justified. He may regret losing Electra, but he does not regret defending his family. Dylan asks what is happening inside him because she cares. Will does not open up. Instead, he walks away. For the moment, Dylan lets him leave, but her admission at Bikini Bar makes one thing clear. She is no longer willing to bury her feelings. At the hospital, Lee discovers Finn packing in his office. She immediately realizes something is wrong, but Finn turns the question back on her. Lee admits that she must deliver devastating news to a patient. Finn then reveals that he also has painful news to deliver to his wife. Their conversation quickly turns toward Sheila. Sheila visited Finn earlier and once again expressed her desire to be part of his life. Lee reacts with immediate concern. She begs Finn not to make a decision that could damage his marriage. Lee understands that Sheila's presence has always been one of the most dangerous sources of tension between Finn and Steffi. Finn argues that he cannot completely ignore his feelings for Sheila. He points out that Sheila took the high road regarding the divorce papers. That choice has clearly affected him. It has made him see her with more sympathy. But Lee recognizes the risk. Feeling compassion for Sheila may seem harmless to Finn, yet Steffi could see it differently. For Steffi, Sheila is connected to fear, trauma, and repeated threats to her family. Finn's emotional conflict is understandable, but Lee's warning is also justified. A knock interrupts them. Steffi and Daphne enter while heading to Daphne's appointment. Finn speaks with them briefly before leaving. He now has to decide how much of his complicated feelings about Sheila he will reveal to Steffi. But before that conflict can unfold, Daphne's entire world is about to change. Daphne expects to meet with her regular doctor, but Lee explains that the doctor had to leave and that she will handle the appointment instead. Daphne tells Lee that she can speak openly in front of Steffi. She trusts her friend, she does not feel the need to hide anything. Lee's expression immediately signals that the news is serious. She apologizes before telling Daphne that she has received difficult results. Lee tries to persuade her to sit down, but Daphne refuses. She does not want delays or softened language. She wants the truth. Lee tells Daphne that she is experiencing premature menopause. Steffi is stunned. She insists that the diagnosis cannot be correct, while Daphne tries to explain the symptoms as stress. Her reaction is completely natural. Daphne walked into the appointment hoping for answers that might lead to treatment and eventually a pregnancy. Instead, she is being told that the problem may be far more serious than she imagined. Lee carefully explains that premature menopause occurs when the ovaries stop functioning earlier than expected. Then comes the word Daphne feared most: infertility. The medical explanation may be clear, but Daphne cannot emotionally accept it. She demands reassurance. She asks Lee to tell her that she can still conceive. She wants to hear that she can still have a child. Lee cannot give her that reassurance. She silently shakes her head. For Daphne, this is not simply a medical diagnosis, it is the sudden loss of a future she had been hoping to build. Only moments earlier, Carter was ready to accompany her. Daphne sent him away because she believed she could manage the appointment. Now she must face devastating information without him beside her. Steffi's presence prevents her from being completely alone, but it cannot remove the pain. This scene also places Lee in a difficult position. Earlier, she told Finn she had to give terrible news to a patient. Now viewers understand why she was carrying so much emotional weight. Lee must remain calm and professional while watching Daphne's hope disappear in front of her. Back in the design office, RJ continues attacking Will's behavior. He lists Will's mistakes, beginning with Will's failure to remove Dylan from his life when Electra was uncomfortable. RJ again repeats the belief that Forresters and Spencers cannot successfully mix. But RJ's certainty does not erase Electra's feelings. She may have moved out, but she has not stopped caring. That emotional connection leaves the door open, even as everyone around her seems determined to close it. RJ sees Will as someone who has repeatedly disrespected Electra. Will sees himself as someone who protected his family and refuses to apologize for doing so. Electra is caught in the middle. She must decide whether Will's actions represent loyalty or a dangerous lack of control. And while Electra remains uncertain, Dylan decides to act. Will returns to the beach house, emotionally drained by everything that has happened. Dylan soon appears at his door. Will is surprised because he believed she was working. Dylan explains that she felt sorry for him and wanted to hear his side. That offer gives Will something he is not receiving from Electra or RJ. Understanding. Dylan sympathizes with the difficult position Will faced. She suggests that Electra may have overreacted. This is exactly what Will is emotionally prepared to hear. He feels condemned by the people around him. Dylan arrives and tells him that his actions do not make him a villain. But Dylan is not there only as a concerned friend. Her earlier conversation at Bikini Bar revealed what she truly wants. She moves closer and wraps her arms around Will. Dylan tells him that she is different from Electra. She would never abandon him for protecting his family. Then she goes even further. She describes Will as her hero. This moment is carefully designed to reach Will at his weakest point. Electra has pulled away because of his violence. Dylan praises the same behavior as evidence of loyalty and courage. That contrast is powerful. Will does not have to defend himself to Dylan. She gives him the acceptance he desperately wants. Dylan begins unbuttoning his shirt and reminds him of the intimate moments they previously shared. She wants those moments again. Will appears ready to surrender. This does not mean his feelings for Electra have vanished. It means he is emotionally vulnerable, angry, rejected, and standing in front of someone who is offering comfort without judgment. For Dylan, however, this is no impulsive accident. She admitted that she could not let Will go. She was encouraged to follow her heart, and she has now chosen to pursue what she wants, even though she knows it could hurt Electra and threaten her position at Forrester. That makes Dylan's decision emotionally risky. If Will gives in, Electra may see it as confirmation that their relationship was never his priority. RJ will feel justified in every warning he gave her, and Dylan's friendship with Electra could be damaged beyond repair. At the same time, Daphne is facing a very different kind of heartbreak. One woman is reaching for the relationship she desperately wants, while another is being told that the family she dreamed of may no longer be possible. Finn is also standing near a dangerous emotional boundary. His compassion for Sheila is pulling him toward the very conflict Lee fears could harm his marriage. Every major story in this B&B recap centers on one painful question. What happens when the heart wants something that could carry an unbearable cost? Daphne wants a child. Finn wants to acknowledge his feelings about Sheila without losing Steffi. Electra still loves Will but fears what staying with him could mean. And Dylan wants Will badly enough to risk her friendship, her job, and the fallout that may follow. Now Will is seconds away from making a choice that could permanently change his relationship with Electra. Will he stop Dylan before the betrayal goes any further, or will his pain push him into a moment he can never take back? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for daily The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, recaps, and updates.